Hi, this is Joe and Kevin McGonigal with DDS Match, and we're here to talk to you today, real briefly, about a series of events we have coming up next week on practice transitions, October 29th, 30th, and 31st. And all the details will be below in this email. But Kev, I got to thinking, it's convenient timing we have these things scheduled. I mean, it's Halloween next week,
Yeah,
and Halloween can be a scary time of year. And, if I'm going to use an analogy here, I think a lot of times for practice owners thinking about their practice transition, the sale of their practice, retirement can be a very scary thing.
absolutely. There's again to keep it going. Yeah, there could be monsters under the bed, some skeletons in the closet, some things that you might not want to face or don't even know about. Sometimes the unknown is the most scary thing, and this program is really focused on helping answer some of the most popular questions that we face. How much is my practice worth? Who's going to buy my practice? How long is it going to take? These are some of the topics that we're going to cover. We have a great lineup of speakers, and yeah, I think attendance is already very strong. Over 50 doctors are signed up to attend, so a really good opportunity to face your fears amongst friends.
Not only that, Kev, I think this whole thing becomes less scary once you kind of know what you're dealing with. When you have an idea of how practices are valued and how buyers and their advisors are going to look and evaluate your practice, when you have an idea of what the process is like from start to finish, when you should start, how long it takes, when you get some insight into who's actually buying practices today, is everything being sold to a DSO? Spoiler alert, no. Are there young doctors who can afford to buy a practice given all the student loan debt they have?
Yeah,
Spoiler alert, yes. So we find that these events are a great way for practice owners to just get their head around what's happening in the market, what their options are, and more importantly, they walk away with a lot more answers to some of the questions they've had and a real plan for what are the next steps and how to potentially start to move forward with a plan.
absolutely. And we'll be partnering with some great local experts that we work with, CPAs, attorneys, to help deliver this information. So just a really awesome opportunity to start the process, get that ball rolling, and maybe we'll have some treats for you as well. I'm not sure.
So with that, we're going to leave it there, but don't be afraid. Hit the register now button and we'll get you signed up to 10. Kev, you like that, right? You like how I pulled that all together. Don't be afraid. Register now. All right. We'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Take care.
Doing